what we're going to focus on a lot today is called preparedness. Preparedness. It's a weird word, but it's being prepared.
Yeah.
And Coach made sure that we were prepared. Like if you didn't have this memorized, you're in the doghouse. And it kept you sharp. So like, you know, it's a little thing. Probably, I don't even know if he was thinking this, but as I look back now, maybe it was a test to just see if you cared, if you actually took the time to do this. Because at the end of the day, this doesn't make you a good hockey player.
No,
but it makes you. It could bring your back, like that anchor you said. It could bring you back to get focused again.
Yeah,
you might have to say this.
Yeah, well, the thing that just popped into my head when you're saying that is, like you just said, that's not going to make you a good hockey player. And who knows what the actual motivation behind your coach telling you that was. It could have just been, let's see if the boys do it, right? Yeah. Something as easy as that, just something little. Let's see if they'll do it. Let's see if they'll
How do they react to it?
How do they react to it, right? And something that just popped in my head while you were saying that. So yesterday I had a guy come in. He was doing our workouts, and we have to wear the masks right now when we're in the gym, right? Yep. And this kid, and he has a brother. The brother always brings a mask, and he always forgets his mask, right? And this is so little and dumb, but it's so true though. Every time this kid walks in for the last 2 weeks, and then even before when we had to wear masks before the lockdown. Yeah. He'd forget. And I would say, listen, man, bring the mask. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why you don't have it with you, right? Your brother has it with you. You guys come from the same house. Yeah. Why don't you have it? Yeah. And he's just, I don't know, just a careless, like, and so now I actually think for him that he's unreliable and he forgets things. Yeah. I actually think that. Yeah.
Because, and you told him that.
And I told him that. I actually think that you're unreliable. If I need something from you or your brother, or your group that's working out, I will not ask you. I will ask somebody else because you don't bring your mask. Yeah. And how dumb is that, right? Like that is just a stupid thing. Yeah. It's so just remember the mask. Check in and remember the mask, right? Bring it. Now I don't think that about you, right? Yeah. And that's just one stupid little thing. He's coming in. You're not prepared. That's one of those things like you're not prepared now, right? And so whether if you need a reminder, set the reminder, whether it's about a stupid mask or whether it's an anchor to get yourself back on track with what you're doing, right? Have something that's going to check you back into what you're doing so that you're ready to go for whatever it is, whether it's something little and stupid or if it's something that's more significant. And I'm reading a book right now. It's called what's it called? How to Lead When You're Not in Charge. Yeah. That's what it's called. Yeah. And it's okay book.
Doesn't sound very interesting.
It's an okay book actually.
Yeah. It's great.
Not great. It's
the title gets you.
The title's good. Yeah. It's written by I think he's a pastor or something. Okay. So there's like a very religious influence on it. Yeah. Talks a lot about God and stuff, and I'm not particularly religious, so that doesn't resonate with me a lot, but there's a lot of good things he says. Right. And he quoted the Bible. I forget what chapter it was from the Bible, but it was I think it goes something along the lines of this. He who can be trusted with little can be trusted with much. Yep. Right? Yep. And that's another one of those things. It's like,
to whom much is given, much is expected.
Yeah, right? Just something along those lines. It's the same kind of principle, right? Yeah. And so, it's just a good lesson. Like, you take those things, be prepared, whether you need an anchor to do it, need to set a reminder to do it, and just be the guy that's ready to go, right? Yeah.
Well, that's why I love, like, when I started studying the military, because I did some leadership stuff and I love the principles of it. That's one of the things that I loved about it. As a kid, I could never understand, like, why are these guys, like, yelling at them all the time? And, like, you have to have your shoes shine to, like, if they found a speck, they'd find a reason to hammer you with that. Or if your bed wasn't made perfect and you weren't up at this time, and it's, like, so disciplined. But as I started studying, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Like, because if you just get in the habits of being prepared for battle at any moment, because that's actually what happens. Like because what happens in war, I'm sure I'm not really shocking anybody with this, but maybe you've never thought about this. In war, you don't say, like, whatever country you're fighting, they don't phone or give you a text and say, okay, we're going to be coming at 4 a.m. over the mountain. And give you time to prepare. It's the game's on, so you could be in a cold sleep. You do sleep cold? Yeah, cold sleep, and all of a sudden you got to be ready to go. So if you didn't fold your gear and have your gear ready to go, fold your clothes ready to go at that instant moment, be ready within 3 seconds, could be game over.
Well, it goes to that saying, how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yes.
And that is what is underneath
Yes.
all of that, right?
Yeah.
It's like you get up and make your bed precisely as
Yes.
you're being told,
Yeah.
so that when something happens in the moment, you'll get up and it'll be a
Yes.
reaction rather than a decision,
Yeah.
right? You get up and you go,
Yeah.
and you already have it on autopilot. You know what to do. You know how to
Yeah.
execute.
Yeah.
And those little, something as stupid as make your bed and make it the right way and make it presentable, so if somebody walks in your bedroom, they go, oh wow, that's a well-made bed.
Yeah.
Like something that seems like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Those small little things that you do daily, they bleed into your other stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a really good principle of that too. That
Well,
kind of falls in line
the
with this.
George St. Pierre book, how it starts off with him describing, not describing, just saying, I walk into my apartment in Montreal and I put my gloves on the heater, and he goes through the process of when he comes home, what he does, and how he gets prepared for the next day so that he can get up out of bed, and it's rinse and repeat. So he gets up and his gym bag's already ready, so there's no pissing around. His clothes are ready, and he gets up, grabs it, and goes, and it's the same routine every day. But when he gets home at night, he prepares for the next day as soon as his foot walks in the door. He puts things there, and he's ready. So he's ready to go. So now your mind can be like, okay, now I can sleep, or now I could do what I need to do because that stuff's taken care of. You're never sitting there fumbling. Okay, did I bring my jock? You have a process to do it.
Well, and I know we're jumping all over a little bit here, but I want to touch on this too, because that's the reason why it's really important to have routine. Like, it's so funny because a lot of people, they talk about how they don't like routine, right? They don't like having a routine. They want things to be changing. They don't like the same thing every day. It gets like monotonous and all this, right? So that just goes against human nature though, right? You want to have like a sense of security and a sense of like knowing what to expect, so that you're not overly stressed about things, right? Because you only have so much mental energy in the day. So these small things that you can just have set up in advance takes out a lot of mental stress. Something as easy as like figure out what you're going to wear the next day, the night before. Yeah. Right? If you got to go to work and put a suit on or whatever, pick your shirt and tie and whatever, lay it out the night before. Yeah. So you get up and you don't have to make that decision in the morning, right? You don't have to expend energy, because it is stressful. Like as small as it seems, it does stress you out to have to make decisions like that all the day, like the whole day. So if you can cut a lot of that out, then you save yourself a lot of that mental stress that you wouldn't have. And that's the beauty of routine. That's why you feel better when you're in a routine. That's why it's nice to keep that flow going all the time, right?
Yeah.